Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today it's time for another round of I Saw the Sign, locations with the names of the place visible in front of you at the starting point. Anywhere in the world from tiny villages to large cities. Well, we've tried this one before and it's fair to say, it had some mixed successes. So let's hit play, give ourselves about 3 minutes per round, start the game and see how we do. Okay, so sometimes with these signs, it really doesn't help. It's amazing because you get the location sort of in front of you, but unless you know where it is, of course, or can deduce where it is, it's not always clear. So what do we have here? We've got SD Association, Bobini Smederveo. Okay. And a couple of different flags here. It looks like, well, the French flag, and we've got École Francophone there. But another one here, and I'm kicking myself already because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the Russian flag, but it's, I don't know, something isn't quite adding up there. So, not sure about that. What else do we have in sight? Bobini Smederevo. And that doesn't sound Russian at all, so that's not going to help us. Got a few more signs here. Beograd. Okay. Trvdava, Pristinianti, and Centa. And we've got here. So Beograd, Nice, and whatever the other one is, we'll have to get. Because those look like routes to real cities as opposed to sort of saying the center and so on. So, and unfortunately we can't, oh hang on, it is there. Obstina Sudpolicia. So I have a feeling we're around sort of Croatia or somewhere like that. It wasn't the Croatian flag we saw earlier. It definitely wasn't the Russian flag, barking up the wrong tree there. And we've got a big, big river. So, I'm not sure where we are. But, let's... Well, I don't know. Those locations are going to help. Let's just go back to that flag. And think about where we could be. I've got here Bosnia. But I don't know if it is... I'm thinking Serbia as well, but I'm not sure. But that's definitely, with the writing is fitting it. We've not got long. I'm just going to search for Beograd. We've got Belgrade. Can we see anything else? Bobigny or We've got Smedervaska there. Oh, we were very close. Ah. Oh. So we did get there in the end. We ummed and ahed for a while. There is Smederevo. And of course, there's a great big river. It's the Danube. God, kicking myself. For some reason, though, I saw Smederveska and put a pin down there. On the whole, that was rubbish. Not happy with that. Should have known that we were in Serbia from the beginning with that flag. Without looking it up, I think it's the Serbian flag, but I for some reason I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, clearly it was because we're in Serbia. So that says enough said. Right, play the next round and let's try and do a bit better this time with our 3 minutes, shall we? So I can't see a sign here. It looks like we're in the States, possibly. Maybe New Zealand. We've got a whole lot of landscape around us, and the sun is definitely in the north. So I'm feeling New Zealand. I don't see a sign at all, to be honest. So bit of a dud round, perhaps, but let's just... There's a sign maybe behind this car over here. What does that say? Twizzle. Not sure about that. So why don't we go to the end of the street and figure that out. I'm 100% certain we're in New Zealand. So what does this say? High country, motel and backpackers. Let's just double check that, sun. Just give me... Right, there it is. Definitely in the north. High country. Dusky place. Yeah. Very good. Let's just do a tiny bit of exploring. We've got to ultimately figure out whether we're on the North or the South Island, but I think we're on the South Island. And, you know, we've got some incredible landscapes around us here. So what can we see? What is here, for example? Town centres, I think that says. So we'll go there, long vehicle parking on the left. Right, well, I guess we want to go to here. It says high country again. So high country, is that a name for an area? Yeah, I suspect it might be. What do we have here on this car, for example? Cars can give it away. Mastercraft Kitchens, 10 years in the trade. We've got .co.nz there, so we're definitely on point with our country. I think we're in the South Island, definitely. Got some incredible hills around us here. I'm sure there's lots of clues around, but I'm not really pausing to take them in just because, I don't know, I feel a bit hard done by that there wasn't a sign to begin with, to be honest. But anyway, we've got the police here, so let's just get to that police station. Does it say where we are? It really doesn't either. Nope, and now we're blocked by a truck, so that's okay. What do we have here? I'm not sure we're going to get enough time to look at that. So let's get in there to New Zealand and find a place. We can see mountains all around us, so we're going to go for somewhere that is surrounded by mountains. I don't feel like we're in Queenstown. That's probably a bit big. Why don't we go with Wanaka? And, you know, we'll say we're somewhere in there because it looked about plausible. And we were close, weren't we? We were definitely in the right neck of the woods. Twizzle. Oh. So that was actually the sign. No. It did say Twizzle. It did say it. There's no denying it. So Twizzle is actually... I thought it was like maybe the name of the house or something. It just didn't quite stack up, actually. But where were we? We were here. Yeah, that's right. At this... on Dusky Place, and it was this house here, I think number 3, that had a sign out the front that said Twizzle, and it just didn't spot out. If we'd have turned left there instead, we'd have found Twizzle Central Studio Accommodation, but we didn't see that. We saw High Country Lodge and a few other places, and we turned down Tasman Road here and went to the end and found a police station, I think. So NZ Police, there we were. So yeah, look, I mean, I'm, on the whole, much happier with that guess than I was in round 1 because, look, we had the right neck of the woods, so the fact that we identified that was good. But now we know that there is a town called Twizzle. Okay, so let's not ignore the signs this time. Tudu Ravamaja. Okay, Stadioni 3. We've got the post sign there. Postipank. Tudu Ravamaja. Okay, well, I'm not sure about that. But that's definitely where we want to start. And what do we have here in the way of flags? We've got one of my favorite flags here, the Estonian flag. So let's get in there and see. I mean, let's just not ignore the sign like we did last time. We know that there's a place in New Zealand with the name. And so let's just try and see if there's one here. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the thing, right? It's that the name of the place is right here. Stadioni is also one that we could look at. 3, it says. And I have the feeling that these are small places. So we don't have much time. There's Tudu. Okay, so we see that. And it doesn't say Ravamaja after it, but, you know, that's okay. We've got Tudu here. So, actually, that's pretty damn good, I think. Amazing. Where are we looking there? We're looking west, and there's a main road there. That looks like it could be a church, could that building? And then looking kind of northeast, and there's a building there. So, are we sort of somewhere here? maybe here, looking at this building. We're sort of at a crossroads. I think we're pretty spot on, actually, dare I say it. The shape of this building is, well, I don't know. It's kind of a T shape, isn't it? So I wonder, is this, you know, no, I mean, that's not a T shape, but it could be close, couldn't it? Stadioni. Yes, there's Stadioni, a road. 43 seconds left to go. I wonder if we can actually nail this. Stadioni says, it says 3 there. I don't know if that means it's house number 3 or not, but we're definitely, you know, we're definitely in the right neck of the woods here. So I'm going to try and do this like without moving, basically. But what do we have kind of looking to the north? So looking to the north, we've got some houses and stuff. Stadioni is not a long street. It also doesn't necessarily mean we're on it. But I think that 3 means it's house number 3 as opposed to it being 3 kilometers away, because we've got Tudu here and Stadioni all in the same place. And look at that, we were very, very close. There's no building demarked there. Maybe it's this square one is what we were looking at. But 5,000 points, so not complaining. That is absolutely spot on by my books, and I'm happy with it. So yeah, look at that, we found the place. Lucky then when we went to Estonia to see Tudu quite early on. Right, we've got here Makides and some Cyrillics, so that's good but hard, unfortunately. Can't translate that one. Nerijmosti, I don't know. This is the address here, and again in English letters, that is COBOPHA. But that is SO something RNA. Sorna. Not sure. I have a feeling we're in Russia here. So we're going to have to do our powers of Russian deduction, which are pretty weak at times, to be honest. Look at the people. They are European looking. We've got here Bud, King of Beers. Snot. No, I'm not going to try and translate that. And we've got a McDonald's. Okay. So look, I'm not sure even why I'm going with Russia at the moment. You know, it feels like it could be Russia, but doesn't have to be. We've got some trams here, so that's good. Keep saying I'll try and stop doing that. BNB Paribas. They're a French bank. We've got some big attraction down here. It looks like some church. If you're looking for a good travel YouTube channel, I highly recommend the channel Bold and Bankrupt, where you follow Mr. Bold, who is the presenter around on his travel expeditions, let's say. And he does a lot of stuff in sort of former Soviet states. You know, could easily translate this stuff for me, which is why I'm thinking of him at the moment. And look at this, we've got .ua there. So what is UA? Because that is not Russia. Is that the Ukraine? I actually don't know what the Ukrainian one is. So, but I mean, it's plausible, of course, because they have the same writing. So let's use that .ua, and at least then we've got the country right. And see if we can see this COBO. Just going to put a safety pin down. I've only got 10 seconds left. And I don't see anything on the face of it. So unfortunately, you know, we'll just maybe go with that one. Why not? Cheraski. So we got the country right, actually, there, which was lucky, just by seeing the Ukrainian URL extension at the end. But we were in... I'd never found this town. We were in Vinistia. So that's excellent. If you want to see a YouTuber, as I was saying earlier, who actually can read sort of Russian or Cyrillic text and take you on tours around all of these fantastic countries. And he's been to India and Mexico and all sorts of fun places. The channel Bold and Bankrupt is the one to look at. Highly recommend it. Very, very entertaining. And a fellow Brit, of course, so that's great. I will try and remember to include a link in the description below. All right, next round. Right, we've got here Condorossi Museum, and it's in 800 meters, so we could get there. Right, okay, so we're still in Europe, I think, but I don't recognize the language necessarily. We'll just have to go and have a look. I really don't recognize the language here, so not sure on this one. Stopping along the way to explore the sites. Java. It says there on that sign. Not sure about that one either. Got sort of the Italian colours there, but it isn't. So I'm thinking Hungary at the moment. The Hungarian language is definitely, you know, a bit different to the rest in Europe. Actually, quite similar, as I understand it, to the Finnish. So, Hungary. Let's get in there because I don't recognise this, and in general, if I don't recognise things in Europe, Hungary is not a bad bet. We're looking for CSORVAS. Sorvas. Szorvas, which I don't really know how to pronounce, but let's just keep looking. I'm going to put down a safety pin. We've got 1 minute and 18 to go. And see if we can see anything at this level. It's a 17 away, so it's possibly not a big town. We've got Budapest, Vacs. No, and I don't see it. At the risk of going a bit further in, let's just see if we can... Iga Pogar. Looking at the kind of letters here, I'm trying to get the letters, and I think, you see, we've got the A's here with the slash on them, for example, so I think we're in the right country. I'm pretty sure we're in Hungary. But I don't see it. Like here, we've got CS again, down here. So maybe it's just not a big town. And unfortunately, the time has run out, so I'll just leave it. Oh, hang on. Well, that's very close. We were only 36 miles away. Well, I didn't spot it. Let's just have a quick look. CS... Is that... So we were in Kondoros. And, oh, there it is. CSORVAS. So I don't think I'd ever have spotted that. Certainly not in with a time limit. But actually, we ended up sort of pretty close to the right area by complete chance. Just because I'd put a safety pin down and kind of forgot about it. But good, I feel happy there just to have deduced the simple fact that we were in Hungary. So game finished, well done. 23,601, a very European heavy round, with the exception of New Zealand, of course, which we got pretty close to as well. Didn't nail all of those, but on the whole, feel pretty happy with them. What was it? With the exception of the first one, where we really should have nailed that down in Serbia much earlier and gotten it correct. So, well, with that exception, the rest of it I think was okay. So thank you very much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video.